Hello everybody and welcome in today's video. In today's video I'm going to make a short video explaining you why I think Bitcoin is looking quite bullish, and we are going to do that on an empty chart where we can just see Bitcoin for what it is, and I might be able to convince you to look at the markets a little bit from my perspective. You maybe already agree with me, maybe not. You can drop it in the comment section down below. I'm very curious about that, but I want to make a little bit a more unique video, make a short explanation, just have a look at the structure of Bitcoin, have a look at the momentum indicators, have a look at some other indicators, which basically showing us what is going on with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is not looking that bearish at all. So guys, let's dive straight into it. Before, of course, make sure to smash up that like button. Very much appreciated and very needed in this time, especially when there are not much people on YouTube, and whenever my videos, they are not really being pushed to the subscribers. So right now your engagement is being needed the highest, so that is very important. Let's dive straight into it, guys. I've got rid of all the drawings. I got a clean chart right here. So guys, how is Bitcoin looking right now? What is the structure telling us, and so on? Well, first of all, guys, we had this major rally right here after the March 2020 crash, rally up to approximately $64,000 and since then Bitcoin is just kind of consolidating, and it's not really clear for a lot of people whether this is a accumulation range or whether this is a distribution range. An accumulation range would mean that people are picking up Bitcoin, especially bigger entities, of course, because the smart money are always the ones that are picking up Bitcoin during accumulation ranges. Distribution would mean that this would be a moment where actually Bitcoin is being sold, where the bags are being loaded off, and where eventually the price were to come down again. And first of all, guys, I do have to say that if we basically look at the structure is actually looking quite okay. We can draw a parallel channel right here. We can just combine these bottoms right here. We extend the channel and we got a rising channel. Right now we are around the bottom of that rising channel, slowly making higher lows, which is actually quite a bullish sign. So if we right now have a look at the structure that Bitcoin has been in for the past year, maybe even more, but definitely for the past year, then it is quite a bullish structure because the bigger structure is still in a uptrend. Then when we have a look at the momentum indicators, right here we got the relative strength index, right here we got the MACD. We have a nice higher low so far in the Bitcoin price with a nice potential bottoming formation right now. When we have a look at the relative strength index, we formed a lower low. When we have a look at the MACD, we formed a lower low as well. That is called a hidden bullish divergence and is basically showing us that in the background right here there is quite some bullish momentum right here on a weekly time frame. So this is also on the larger term time frame. That is also quite a good sign. Another good sign that I think is very significant, and maybe not everybody agrees with me on that, but in my a career as a trader, in my experience, this has been one of the most significant metrics that you can basically use for trading and to predict certain price directions. That is, of course, the funding rates, and you can view the funding rates a shorter term time frame. You can view it on willportal.com. Yesterday we have seen it as well. Funding rates are extremely negative. As we can see, we got these big yellow bars to the downside. You can see the exact number when you hover over that bar. That's basically a very bullish sign. And what we are seeing afterwards is that the price goes up. So before you open a trade, I'm personally right now, every time before I'm opening a trade or closing a trade, I'm going to willportal.com. I will leave a link down below in the description, and I will first have a look at these charts to check whether what I think is going to happen actually is being confirmed by these charts. But then, guys, when we now get rid of the momentum indicator, so get rid of the relative strength index, get rid of the MACD, and we have a look at the funding rates, and what we then normally do is we hide that March funding rate, otherwise it looks a little bit weird. But if we have a look at the funding rates, right now we are doing that on a weekly time frame. Then we can basically see that the funding rates, they are hovering from positive to negative to positive to negative to positive to negative. Those are the waves of traders, basically, where the majority is going long or where the majority is going short. When the majority is going long, the funding rates are positive, above zero, because there are more long positions open. So the longs are paying the shorts, that are positive funding rates. When the majority of the traders is coming back down, we have negative funding rates, so which basically means that the majority is shorting and that the shorters are paying the longs. So I hope you can still follow me on this. I'm talking quite often about this anyway. I made a separate video about this as well, how you can use this for your trading specifically. But yeah, right now I just want to bring this metric up as well. Normally in the historical price action of Bitcoin, almost every time when the funding rates are negative, we are seeing a move going to the upside. Let's have a look at some examples right here. We got negative funding rates, we see a move to the upside. Right here, March 2020, negative funding rates, move to the upside. Right here as well, negative funding rates, move to the upside. Negative funding rates right here, eventually we get a move to the upside. What we are seeing right now is we have a very extended time of negative funding rates. We have those negative funding rates around support, basically macro support, right? And around that macro support, we also got hidden bullish divergences in the momentum indicators. And this is just for me going into all this basket of indicators telling me, yeah, okay, for me it's quite clear the chances of the price going up is way higher than to go down. That is from the signals that I'm seeing right now in the markets, and also the significance I gave to those signals due to the time frame that I'm already been trading and due to the experience that I have with those signals. And it has been quite very profitable in the past. The only thing that is slightly concerning right now is that Bitcoin is trading below key moving averages. For example, we got the 21 weekly moving average right here. Generally, this is quite known, a moving average, known in the Bitcoin world. Whether we are trading below it, Bitcoin is in a downtrend or called a bear market. When we are trading above it and backtest this level as support, so this would be a fake out right here. That would be a more bullish sign when we break above it and backtest this level as support. Right now we are not yet seeing that, so that is something I'm gonna be honest about. That is something I want to be cautious about, so that metric will go into my basket of being cautious. And also when we have a look at Will Portal, we can see the Bitcoin balance on exchanges slightly increase. I don't think it's that significant yet. I want to see some follow through, but that is also a slightly warning signal, because normally when Bitcoins are being sent to exchanges, it is possible that those traders who are sending those Bitcoin to exchanges are doing that with the intention to sell. So that is as well a metric that goes in my basket of being cautious. So that is why it's so important to don't be so deterministic, like 100% this will go happen, or 100% Bitcoin is going to 30,000 or 20,000. A lot of people are saying that, which is basically another metric. The majority of the people out there, if you scroll on Twitter, a lot of people talking about Bitcoin being in a bear market, Bitcoin going to $20,000 or going to $30,000. Is that going to happen? Would be quite awkward if everybody is expecting that and eventually it's not going to happen. I will lean more to that scenario due to the metrics that I have been presenting to you. I think when we have a look at the structure is looking good. When we have a look at the momentum indicators are looking good. When we have a look at the funding rates are looking very good for Bitcoin to make a move to the upside. These are one of the three most important metrics, and I'm not even talking about William Clemente and Plan B, who have a lot of on-chain statistics which are all pointing towards a great buying opportunity right now for Bitcoin. I'm not even talking about those charts. We can have a look at those charts in a separate video. That will be interesting as well. But in generally, I would say, I think the chances right here, and that is also important. I don't want to be too deterministic, but the chances right here of Bitcoin forming a bottom and eventually seeing higher levels right here is definitely higher, in my opinion, than to see something like that and breaking down from this structure. Also, do take in mind the chances of continuing to trade in a certain structure, especially macro structure, is always more likely than to break that certain structure. So yeah, guys, this was basically a short explanation, and I'm not trying to convince you right here. I think everybody should have their own opinion based on their own reasoning and what feels right for you. However, I just want to present you my view of the markets right now, which is actually a contrarian view, because the majority out there, we can also see it in the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, is fearful. The majority is bearish on Bitcoin, and I feel this is exactly one of those moments in the history of Bitcoin's price action where we are actually seeing a great buying opportunity, but the majority is not seeing that due to the fact that they are in this bearish mindset. Because of this previous price action, it is very logical that the emotional state of a trader or investor right now is being bearish. But I think, based on the reasoning that I've been showing right here, I think the price is more likely to go up. Then, guys, I want to show you a different chart, which is actually very interesting. We haven't been looking at this chart that much recently, but that is the Bitcoin dominance. Let me get rid of the moving average. Let's go to let's go to the daily time frame. I think that is interesting to have a look at. We can get rid of the funding rates right here, but I want to bring out another indicator, which is the relative strength index. And of course, and we'll need to set the settings or change the settings right here so we can view it a little bit better. We do that in style, make it nice orange, get rid of that moving average, and make the line a little bit thicker so it is clear visible. What we can see right now, guys, here in the Bitcoin dominance is that we had this rising wedge formation. I've been talking about that in my previous videos. I said the moment we are breaking down, we are going to see an altcoin season. Well, we actually have seen that altcoin season. I haven't changed this chart, by the way. You can view that in my previous videos. But yeah, during this time, during this drop, a lot of liquidity has been going to altcoins. Has been going to Luna, has been going to Ethereum. A lot of altcoins have made a bounce during this period. But guys, when we are zooming out, we're actually seeing something interesting. We are seeing the Bitcoin dominance making lower lows, but in the relative strength index, we are actually making higher lows. And it looks like, to me, if we can break above this neckline or this resistance, if we were to extend this level right here, it looks like we could be seeing a bounce in the Bitcoin dominance. This is not sure yet. However, I want to watch this chart very closely due to this divergence, because the divergences are a potential early sign of a reversal. And what is going to happen if we are going to see the Bitcoin dominance increase very much? We can also see it right now in the shorter term time frame. We got a lower low right here, higher low in the relative strength index. So it looks like we are going to see short term also a bounce in the Bitcoin dominance. What does that mean? Because that actually tells us a lot about Bitcoin. Also altcoins. First of all, it tells us that liquidity in the crypto markets in general will be more concentrated in Bitcoin rather than into altcoins. But it can also mean, it can also tell something else, and that is basically there are only two moments when the Bitcoin dominance is significantly increasing with a nice bounce. And that is, first of all, when Bitcoin is dumping. Because when Bitcoin is dumping, altcoins are dumping harder, which means that the liquidity is being more concentrated in Bitcoin due to the fact that altcoins are dropping harder than Bitcoin. So we are always seeing when Bitcoin drops, when Bitcoin has a sell-off, we are seeing the Bitcoin dominance increase. So normally or sometimes when the Bitcoin dominance is looking bullish, it could be a bearish sign due to the fact that there can be insecurity right in the markets. But there's also another not a situation where we can see the Bitcoin dominance increase, and that is whenever Bitcoin is going in a massive rally. Because when Bitcoin is making its rally, all the attention is focused on Bitcoin and nobody wants to miss out on gains, and therefore we are seeing also that the Bitcoin dominance is going up. So when the Bitcoin dominance is going up, it can tell us that there is a big move coming, and that is either going to be a big move to the upside or a big move to the downside. But yeah, like I've explained earlier in this video, in my opinion, the likelihood, because everything is about probabilities, right? I'm not saying this is a 100% scenario that is playing out. Definitely not. I always try to adjust myself whenever I see new signals. You can also count me on that. If I do something wrong, you can also let me know, of course. But I always try to change my perspective based on the signals that I'm seeing, and try not to be so deterministic. And trading is about probabilities. It's not about being deterministic. You're never sure about what is going to happen. Nobody has a glass ball and can tell exactly what the future is going to bring. So it's a probability game, but yeah, most of you guys know that, of course. And right now, based on the signals that I'm seeing, I definitely think that the probability for Bitcoin to making a move to the upside is definitely way higher than seeing a significant move to the downside. But okay, guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed today's analysis, guys. If so, make sure to scroll below this video, hit the thumbs up. Very much appreciated, and very important, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. I want to wish every single one of you an amazing day today, and I hope to see every single one of you in the next video.